Hi, I am Minister Jim Lowe. We have another episode of weTalk. We have a panel we've had before and just want to talk about the message that just ended called Why It Is Important to Share Life. All right, and what we have here is
Trinisha.
Joseph Parker.
Mike James.
all right, and like I said, you've heard from the panel before, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Basically, the message was about sharing life, and before we really get into the points that really stuck out to us, does somebody want to explain what the shirts are all about and what the actual share life phrase means?
Well, Share Life is a campaign that we started. I don't know how long it's been now. It's been quite a while, but it was something that we did fourth Sundays to share life. We had Share Life fourth Sundays, but starting this whole month of April, we're doing the Share Life for the whole month. So the T-shirts as well as the bands is just our reminder to share life. Two founding scriptures on that, John 3:36, also 1 John 1:3. So it's just really a way to get someone's attention, and they may ask us, hey, what's that on your shirt? What does share life mean? And that's our chance to witness, to actually share life, a life in Christ with someone. We see them every day.
We've had these shirts and people would see them and they would ask the question like, okay, hey, is this some type of hospital-related thing? You're giving life, sharing life, giving blood. No, we're actually sharing the gospel of Christ. We're giving that type of life. God said that those people who don't know him were lost to the world. And so we're giving that type of life. So basically, with the message that we've had today, let's talk about that for a second. So, what are some of the things that stuck out to you all about today's message? The nice points, some of the great things that really stuck out. It was like, man, that was the thing. It was an awesome message. So, what do you all think?
Well, Jim, with me, one of the things Bishop stressed was that Jesus is the way. He's not one among many. He's the way. That's a definite article, the. It's not Muhammad in addition or Buddha or other religions. Jesus is the only way, the only means of our salvation.
They say that it's even been some Christians that sometimes go on record to say that, well, Christ is a way. You can get to him and you can do some other things to still get to the Father. But Jesus specifically mentioned in the Bible that he is the way and that no man comes to the Father except through him. Okay, all right. What else do we have?
What stood out to me was how he started and how we got to the point of Jesus is the way. God created he created the perfect world, the perfect relationship. For us, there was supposed to be no worries, no pain, no sorrow. He created that for us with the first man and woman. But because of what man chose, we brought about that destruction. And going back to what Joseph said, Jesus is the way to restore what we've lost through our choices with the first man. So that was really interesting thing to me that stood out. The whole relationship, that perfect relationship, that's something, if you think about that, that's an amazing thing to think of, that you can have that perfect relationship through the restoration through Christ.
The perfect relationship that they talk about, essentially what Adam was set up with, what God created and what he had with Adam. Through decisions that Adam made, the relationship was changed. But the purpose of what Christ is trying to do is to reestablish that same perfect relationship. Sure, stuff happens in the world, and sure, things go on, and you have these problems, but through Christ, you can have peace through all of that. And that's part of the perfect relationship that we're trying to share, to bring people back to him. All right?
Well, I want to add one point that stuck out to me was he said he showed an example, but I'm not going to tell it. But what it pretty much was saying is not to keep it to yourself, not to keep Jesus to yourself. You're excited about something, or if it's something that you see, something that if you know the word, like just being born again, you're excited about Christ, and you should tell it. You want to tell it. So instead of, us, we get so comfortable of being a Christian and being a believer, going to church, I like the part when he said, don't keep it to yourself, share it. And that's part of the share life whole thing. That's what I got.
It's also part of the thing, too, about no man lights a lamp and hides it. The purpose in what we have in our relationship with God is to tell others about it, to go out and tell others. The example that she was referring to essentially was that, like she said, you don't hold on to it. When your life has changed, you want to go and tell somebody about that, because the testimony that we all have, each one of us, we have 4 people here, and 4 people have different stories. 4 people have different testimonies. When we let other people know about that and how God has changed our lives, he can do something in your lives as well. So today, like I said, if you're interested in the message, you can contact the church. Guiding Light, we'll put the information on the screen, and you can find out how you can get a copy of it. Today, the importance of why you must share life.